The last leader of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, died on August 30th. The leaders of the world mourned and praised his contributions to the world. However, the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, showed no interest. Some indicate that this action of the CCP is intentional and reflects its greatest fear, loss of power. The Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs made only a few brief statements about Gorbachev's death. On August 30th, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Zhou Lijian only said that Gorbachev had positively contributed to the normalization of China-Soviet relations and that China expressed regret over his departure. Meanwhile, former Global Times editor-in-chief Hu Xijin, nicknamed the de facto spokesman of the CCP, said he, Gorbachev, won widespread acclaim in the West by selling out the interests of his homeland. An article in the Global Times on August 31st was intended to criticize Gorbachev by saying that his advocacy of social democratization had caused the collapse of the Soviet Union. Washington Post cited Shi Yinhong, a professor of international relations at Renmin University of China, saying the Chinese Communist Party is very critical of Gorbachev, believing that he betrayed the Soviet Union. Shi Yinhong added that from the collapse of the Soviet Union in the 1990s until now, many Chinese people probably don't even know who Gorbachev is. In May 1989, Gorbachev visited China. At the time of the Soviet leader's arrival, the demonstrations demanding democracy by students and Chinese people took place in Tiananmen Square. Students called Gorbachev ambassador of democracy. Writer Chris Miller said that Gorbachev said during his visit to China that economic reform would not be effective without a radical change in the political system. Miller revealed that the CCP did not allow Gorbachev's statement to be made public. What Gorbachev said resonated with students demanding democracy in Tiananmen but scared the CCP. It believed democracy would make them lose power. Welcoming Gorbachev in Beijing was Zhou Ziyang, General Secretary of the CCP. In memoirs, Gorbachev said that Zhou was sympathetic to the demands of the Tiananmen protesters. The CCP then purged Zhou and placed him under house arrest until his death. In 2012, Xi Jinping made a trip to the south of China after taking office as General Secretary. In a series of non-public talks, Xi asked local officials to keep in mind the lessons of the Soviet Union under Gorbachev. The CCP's media system produced many documentaries about the collapse of the Soviet Union. In these documentaries, Gorbachev was blamed for his implementation of Western-style democratic reforms leading to the destruction of the Soviet Union. One question is why CCP did not want the Chinese people to know about Gorbachev and avoid talking too much about the death of the person who disintegrated the Soviet Union. The answer may be that the CCP did not want the people to find out why Gorbachev wanted to democratize and why he favored dissolving the Soviet Union. Those reasons will let people know the truths that the CCP has concealed for decades about the nature of communism and the crimes they have committed against the Chinese people. According to the development of human history, the Chinese people are no longer the same as before. They have had the conditions to actively learn about what the CCP wants to hide. According to Apollo News, the news of Gorbachev's death caught the attention of Chinese netizens. Keywords related to Gorbachev have become hot on social media in the mainland. By August 31st, the number of reads on Gorbachev-related topics had reached 17 million. When the Chinese people clearly know the truth about the CCP, perhaps it is time for this force to accept the biggest fear in their hearts: dissolution, just like the former Soviet Union.